Welcome back. Two proposals for the East that add value to the restoration of the natural environment are the creation of an eco sanctuary in the Travis Burwood area and the ambitious Water for Life Eden New Zealand project in Avonside. First, let's hear more about the eco sanctuary from Dr. Colin Meurk, a strong advocate for the proposal.
I'm involved with the Waitakere Eco Sanctuary project. The idea is that it's a predator-free refuge for some of our iconic and endangered wildlife, particularly things like takahe and kiwi, tui. It takes in the Travis Wetland Reserve and parts of the red zone down to the Avon River, and will be linked by a wildlife bridge which crosses Travis Road. It's important to have a large area for a sanctuary to have sufficient population sizes of these rare animals. Most of our endangered species have zero tolerance of predators, of introduced predators, and so it's important to have a fenced area which is absolutely secure against those animals. Canterbury is in fact the largest population centre in the country that doesn't have access to an experience of our sort of pristine natural environment with all its original wildlife. So we're kind of missing out in a big way here. I think it's very important for Cantabrians to be a part of that nationhood building experience of understanding and valuing the iconic sort of natural and cultural heritage. And it also is important to our children to reconnect them with nature. There's a lot of discussion globally about the disconnect between young people and the natural world, becoming sort of increasingly sort of preoccupied with social media and electronic devices rather than experiencing the natural world. And it's sometimes been called a nature deficit disorder. Provide a wonderful educational sort of classroom, if you like, for the children of the city, for visitors to the city and to the residents of the city, to reconnect them to their natural environment and to create that sort of sense of place and sense of identity. Of course, it will also have important commercial value through service industries that build up around that experience. It's integrated with the whole Avon Otakaro corridor, which will be a wonderful green environment and blue environment along the waterways in its own right, and there will be lots of wildlife associated with that. But of course the importance of having a predator-proof fenced area is that it will add the cream to that experience and bring in all of those rare and endangered species which otherwise would not be able to exist here. And of course one of its benefits is to provide a source for wildlife to spread out into the wider habitats around the city, sometimes called the halo effect.
Recently, I took the opportunity to talk to Sir Tim Smit, the founder of Eden Project in the UK, and spent time with Professor Mick Abbott, who is leading the Eden New Zealand design team.
The Eden Project in Cornwall is a place that tells human stories by using plants as the canvas on which we paint them. We seem to have created something by being quite sort of tongue-in-cheek and rock and roll about the way we do science that has attracted an audience that previously had never gone to places like this.
We're looking to make an awesome waterscape and landscape that inspires people to, I suppose, imagine what their relationship with nature in the future can be like. Basically, we're working from the river to create an environment that people want to come for a whole day, come and explore, locals, visitors from overseas. When people think of the Eden Project Cornwall, they imagine those giant geodesic domes. That's not what the Eden Project here is about. This project's really about how we use the nature that already belongs here and how we celebrate that. And so it wants to be a wetland, it wants to be native plants, and so that's what we've created. We've drawn water up from the Avon and across the whole project through here. We've got our large sail-like structures working through here where the main intensive events are. But also we've got a public walkway that takes you all the way around the project that allows you to see, I suppose, the food basket of the Canterbury Plains. You're drawn into the Eden project by following the river, and as you go through you explore all the different activities that become possible. So we've got the rainbow room there, moss room there, we've got a music area over here for concerts, we've got various biomes where we take people through the whole story of the mountains to the sea. What's all the ecosystems that are involved with that, and all the activities that that can take place there. What we've worked really hard with our design is to create something that we're almost holding down. It uses sails and posts to hold down the structure rather than being a heavy building that we're trying to support up with expensive and problematic foundations. So I suppose what we've tried to do is to work with the constraints of what is quite compromised land and to use that as a benefit. And the nice thing about that is it makes it more cost effective as well. Coming through here we have other access. We've reopened the historic bridge that went across there. That becomes access into the sound bowl where we'll hold in the early evening music events and other events. It can be very much a public multi-use space that works there. We also have the opportunity to bring people along the river to a jetty and bring them to the project that way as well, and of course the opportunity for that to continue all the way down the river. On this side here, to protect from the easterly, we've got a lot of native plants being planted, and they'll bring that height back that wants to be there. An opportunity here for the universities to have a waterway centre, a research centre. Along here, opportunities for allotment gardens. Elsewhere, we're drawing water up through springs. This whole place bubbles up with water, and we want to celebrate that as well. So there's springs that feed this river as it works its way through. And also it's a place, I suppose, to be a gateway to all the things that are going on downstream, but a place for people to come and meet. Cafes, we've set it up with the sails so that it becomes a place you want to come to in the evening. We can show light and things like that on the sails at night time. This project, as we've put it together, isn't just a design of what it could look like, it's an invitation for people to be involved.
Being in Christchurch does not mean you're at the end of the world. That in a digital world, if you have a stage that feels world class, the people that play on it will be world class. Not a pale copy of what we've done in Cornwall. This would be completely different. The community should get behind this because we have the opportunity of creating the world's greatest environment centre that is about 21st century humankind relating to the planet. We want to make that river sing. We want to make it a complete love poem to our new interrelationship with the natural world.
Well, that concludes our look at making the most of the natural environment. We would love to know what you think about some of the proposals discussed here, so please register on the EvoSpace website and click on episode 5 to give us your feedback. Next episode, we will focus on the proposals to connect the communities from the city to the sea. Remember, you can watch this episode online at any time by going to CTV or the Rebuild Christchurch websites. And you can share these links with your friends. So until next week, thanks for watching, and this is Dion Swiggs for Eyes East.